Welcome to ClioCon 2025, everyone. The Clio team has been on fire this year, and we are so excited to share the next hour with you and celebrate what has been the most historic and fast-paced year to date in Clio's history. We've sure come a long way from dial-up internet, Blackberries, and fax machines. And today we're building on the next era of legal work, another evolution that feels incredible today, but will feel inevitable tomorrow. This is an important ClioCon for many reasons. And I want to ask who in this room is excited to be part of making history today? Yes. Me too. This is truly a historic moment for Clio and for the legal industry. I want to start off celebrating a few records we're setting today. First, this is our 13th ClioCon, and for the 13th year in a row, we've broken our attendance record. And isn't this an incredible venue? I love having all of you gathered around in what is a pretty intimate feeling space for what is holding 2,700 attendees in person today. Isn't that incredible? Thank you for joining us today. We've got attendees joining us from around the world, marking the fact that Clio, more than ever, is a global company with global impact. We have another 2,600 attendees joining us virtually around the world on a live stream as well. So over 5,000 attendees at what is the biggest and best ClioCon ever. Please give yourselves a huge round of applause for making this conference such a big success. I also want to celebrate our integration partners. We're joined by over 91 integration partners that help make this conference possible by sponsoring this event. If you could give our exhibitors and sponsors a huge round of applause, I would appreciate that as well. And please make a point of visiting them over the course of the conference as well. But as I mentioned in the opening, what makes this ClioCon so special is that it marks the culmination of the most transformative year in Clio's history since our founding. We've had 17 years of incredible progress, and so much of that progress has been thanks to the people in this room that have helped shape the product and the company we are today. I say this without any exaggeration. We have the best damn customer base in the world, and we couldn't have accomplished what we've built over the last 17 years without you. So I know a lot of Team Clios in the room. If you could give our customers and the people in this room a huge round of applause, I would appreciate it. Thank you. So I've got a lot to unveil in today's keynote. This is, without a doubt, the most information and announcement-packed keynote I've given over the course of ClioCon's history. And some of what I'll unveil in today's keynote has been 25 years in the making. And without any sense of hyperbole, what I'll talk about today isn't just about reshaping Clio, the company, and the product, but what we announced today will reshape the legal technology industry forever. To set the stage for Clio's next evolution, let's spend a moment on where it all started. In 2008, Ryan Govro and I catalyzed the cloud revolution when we released Clio, in what was a pretty humble start at the ABA Tech Show in 2008. To remind everyone of what the technology era looked like back in 2008, Steve Jobs had just unveiled the first iPhone. Dropbox had just been released. The idea of storing your data in the cloud was a brand new concept for everyone, and more than ever, it was a new concept for legal. The idea of taking your practice and putting it in the cloud was a revolutionary idea in 2008, and even a heretical idea that we certainly faced substantial headwinds around. When we launched Clio, we started out servicing solos. And this was the demographic that Ryan and I saw as most desperately being in need of a better answer for their computing needs. We also saw, and this was a stat that really surprised us when we did our market research, that solos made up 50% of the legal market. And when we started Clio, we thought if that was the only demographic we could serve when we started out, we'd take that. That's a massive market. So we built Clio targeting solos to start with. And we saw a huge amount of success with solos. And building on that success, we got pulled successively up market to 5, 10, 20-person firms over our first few years. And we rapidly became the leading practice management solution for each of those segments. And those solos and small firms are really where we've spent our first 15 years thriving. So first of all, I want to start with a thank you. If I could hear a cheer from anyone in the room that is a solo or small firm, let's hear from you. So thank you so much. It's so many of those firms that took an early bet on Clio and helped drive our early success and are still the foundation and the backbone of what has made Clio such a successful company. Over the last 10 years, we've invested heavily in building Clio out for the mid-market as well, and we have just been relentlessly iterating on the product, bringing it further and further up market, continuing to upgrade our security, our compliance, some more sophisticated permissions, reporting capabilities. And today, we are seeing a huge amount of success in the mid-market, which we describe as firms between 20 and 200 employees. And today, I'm extremely proud to announce that we have over 1,500 mid-sized firms on the Clio platform, making Clio the leading cloud-based practice management product for the mid-size segment. If we have some mid-sized customers in the room, I know we have some, maybe we can hear a cheer from you as well. Great to have you here. That's an enthusiastic crowd. Thanks for coming out. So it's incredible to see how much Clio has evolved over the course of the last 17 years. Over that time, we've delivered thousands of product updates with a pace of evolution accelerating every year as our team and our capabilities have scaled. Over the last year, we've delivered an incredible set of updates in what has been our fastest pace of product evolution ever. And I've got a lot to cover in this keynote, so I'm going to dive right into some of the product updates we've shipped recently. Let's start out with Manage. In Manage, we've given you more ways to work the way you want. And feel free, by the way, to cheer for your favorite feature as I walk through these. Custom reporting now lets you create the exact views you need of your firm and your business. The possibilities with custom reporting are expansive, and the impacts are immediate. For example, the 100-user King Law Firm has used it to completely eliminate third-party reporting that used to take them days per month to compile. Lawyers can see their own profitability at a glance. Paralegals can easily balance workloads. Partners can monitor performance trends. And soon, office managers will be able to scan calendars across the firm. We've added custom roles so you can control who sees what. Admins can see scheduling, billing manager can see invoices, but case strategy can stay confidential. Automated workflows now handle routine actions like applying matter templates or assigning task lists. Okay, we've got a fan of automated workflows in here. That's great. The product team soaks up all the applause. Firms have activated and have reported an average of 2 hours saved per week just through these automated workflows. And some, like Alyssa Enzor Baxley, are reclaiming more than 5 hours per week thanks to this feature. And Clio File, which is currently rolling out in California, keeps getting stronger. A new e-filing dashboard brings all filings into one place with real-time status updates. And with e-service added, you can serve and track documents digitally, all without leaving Clio. Plus, with a new refile feature, you can quickly resubmit filings at no additional charge with updated information or corrections, streamlining the process and helping firms avoid delays. This enhancement has already proven to be super popular. We've also made dozens of small usability improvements based on your feedback, among the most popular of which was single-click calendar duplication, rich text formatting in notes and tasks. Yes, I know there's a lot of fans for that. Thank you for the applause. PDF merging, receipt capture from the mobile app, and I know this is a super handy feature that's seen a ton of adoption. And last but not least, dark mode, which means you can officially bill at Clio after dark tonight. So that's Clio Manage. In Clio Grow, we've got a lot of exciting stuff happening. We've introduced email marketing as a fully integrated capability in Clio Grow, taking the complexity out of campaigns. In under 5 minutes, you can create and send professional emails en masse, whether it's following up on leads, driving repeat in business, or staying in touch with past clients. And as Seth Wilson from Adler Atkinson Attorneys points out, the way the system walks you through each step is super helpful, especially for anyone who's new to email marketing. So we've taken the pain out of email marketing and made this a baked-in feature for Clio Grow. And this is what's really cool. Because it's built into Clio, you can measure performance and, importantly, see the revenue impact of these campaigns. With Clio Grow, you can tie the impact of a campaign all the way from lead to lifetime value. To help you channel the goodwill you build with your clients, we're also piloting a new reputation management feature. With reputation management, Clio will collect reviews on your behalf and make sure you're turning your satisfied clients into your best marketing engine. We've also tackled some of the biggest friction points in client interactions. Conflict checks now span both Manage and Grow by scanning every corner of both products, including contacts, notes, calendar events, and documents. Yes, thank you. Giving you a clear go or no-go decision before taking on a new client. So this is a huge, huge new feature. We're also, and this is a big one, bringing multi-client support to matters. Soon, you'll be able to manage cases with multiple plaintiffs or co-defendants from one unified matter in Clio. Thank you. Yes, we're really excited about multi-client matters. I remember getting an email about a year after we launched Clio, and we'd been consulting with tons of lawyers and asking the question, is one client per matter the right assumption to make? And we're told, yes, that's always enough. And after crystallizing that in every aspect of Clio, got a lot of feedback that, no, there's lots of useful use cases for multi-clients per matter. So glad to finally rectify that error. In accounting, we've simplified bookkeeping and compliance. Rules-based automation lets you define conditions, so routine bookkeeping handles itself. Easier three-rate reconciliations now compare bank statements, trust accounts, and client ledgers side by side, making it easy to spot discrepancies. And check printing is now built into Clio, so you can manage disbursements, withdrawals, and expenses all without leaving the system. In Clio Payments, with text-to-pay, clients can get billing reminders and make payments instantly via text. Yeah, let's hear for text-to-pay. That's exciting. More easier ways to get paid. We also launched always-on payment plans, which enable long-term or subscription-style work to be delivered from Clio. And by the end of the year, we'll be launching Pay Later, so you get paid in full upfront while giving clients the flexibility to pay over time. All right. Lots of great stuff happening on the Clio Payments front, and we're not stopping there. We've got one more big, exciting update on the Clio Payments front to share with you. And that is to address what is one of the biggest challenges firms face, which isn't winning cases, but managing cash flow. As you all know, unpredictable revenue, high startup costs, and covering client expenses up front create significant cash flow challenges for law firms. And for many law firms, traditional lending isn't an option. It's slow, complex, and frequently out of reach, even for healthy law firms. That's why we are so excited to introduce Clio Capital. Clio Capital will be coming later this year and will give firms faster, easier access to financing directly from the platform you already trust. The goal for Clio Capital is simple, which is to help you smooth cash flow, invest in growth, and run a more successful business. So we're really excited about Clio Capital. Thank you. So you told us your ideas, your pain points, and your dreams for Clio, and know that we're always listening. What I covered just now is just a fraction of what we launched over the course of the past year. But thanks to you, we've been able to deliver so many new capabilities, and we're, in so many ways, just getting started. This year marks the biggest wave of product enhancements in ClioCon history, and I'm only just getting started on what we've got in store for the next year. There's even more waiting for you to explore in the product lab as well, so I know I covered a lot in a relatively small amount of time. So please visit our team at the product lab, who will be more than happy to walk you through all these capabilities in more depth. So that takes us to today. 17 years of evolution, 17 years of relentless progress. And there's a lot to celebrate. Today, Clio is by far the most widely used practice management platform in the world, with over 200,000 legal professionals depending on Clio every single day. But if you know us, we're not ready to call it a day there. As we look to Clio's next decade of growth, we're focused on two significant areas of investment as our next wave of opportunity. The first of those areas is the enterprise. Large firms, and we define these enterprise firms as firms with 200 to more than 1,000 employees, want the same ease that all of the firms in this room enjoy with Clio. Corporate legal departments want it too, including teams inside Fortune 500 companies. These teams want and need a platform like Clio. But what we see with these enterprise law firms is their needs are fundamentally different from those of our existing customer base. And properly solving those needs requires a fundamentally different approach. And that takes us to our first acquisition of 2025. Earlier this year, we saw an opportunity to dramatically accelerate our entry into the enterprise space with the acquisition of SharedU. SharedU is a powerful adaptive work platform tailored to the specific needs of the world's largest law firms and in-house legal teams. I'd met Ben Nicholson, the CEO and co-founder of SharedU, about a year ago, and was seriously impressed by his product and his vision for the future of enterprise legal work. He and his Manchester-based team had built an incredibly impressive cloud-based technology that was powering some of the biggest firms in the UK. Customers loved it. I invited Ben to join us at ClioCon last year in Austin, and our teams clicked instantly. Ben and the SharedU team thought about software in much the same way as we do at Clio, constantly asking themselves the question, how can we deliver unprecedented power and flexibility, all while preserving ease of use? Like us, Ben is obsessed with creating delight for his customers, which isn't a phrase you hear every day in the enterprise space. He and his customers can feel that difference. You can see this quote from John Presland, the CIO at Horwich Fairley, who said it best: ShareDo has been the cherry on the cake, turning information into actionable insights. Just 5 months after that ClioCon meeting of the minds, we acquired ShareDo. Backed by Clio, we would be able to dramatically accelerate ShareDo's pace of progress and bring its technology to the biggest legal market in the world, here in the US. Today, we're excited to make the first of several big announcements, and that is that ShareDo will now be known as Clio Operate. You can think of Clio Operate as Clio Manage's big brother, focused on the enterprise segment. Building on ShareDo's foundation, we're investing to bring even greater power and flexibility to large law firms with Clio Operate. That means solving the challenges of disconnected data across work, operations, and performance. Like any other legal operating system, Clio Operate's configurability delivers firm-wide standards and governance while still adapting to the way that each lawyer works. It connects a firm's various systems and transforms them into intelligent operations that keep work moving efficiently and consistently to create a single, connected platform where offices and practice groups can operate seamlessly together. And with this launch, Clio Operate becomes the product foundation for our new enterprise division, Clio for Enterprise. Large firms will be an important focus for us, and to meet their needs, we're creating a net new investment, creating a dedicated division with its own staff and resources to serve and to win this segment. This isn't a shift in focus, by the way. It's an expansion. We're remaining firmly committed to the small and medium-sized firms that have supported Clio's growth to this point and are making a net new investment in this huge enterprise opportunity. We believe that expanding into the large firm space will help us build better products, deepen our expertise, and ultimately deliver more value for all of the firms that utilize Clio. We will also be the first company in the history of legal tech to fully serve the needs of every lawyer, whether they're practicing as a solo or at a multinational firm with thousands of employees. With Clio Operate, now the cornerstone of our enterprise division, we're helping large firms solve one of their biggest challenges, which is managing complexity of work at scale. Coordinating thousands of people, multiple offices, and countless moving parts, which requires a system that brings consistency, accountability, and visibility to every matter. So that is Clio for Enterprise. That is the first of our two major investments in Clio's next decade of growth. The second major investment is an area that I see as the most transformative opportunity we've ever seen at Clio. And it should come as no surprise that that is in AI. This is an investment that we believe will transform the legal technology landscape forever. It will transform Clio forever, and it will transform how everybody in this room works forever. This is an investment that will benefit every law firm that depends on Clio on a daily basis, from the solos that started with us 17 years ago to the largest law firms and enterprises in the world. The foundation for our AI strategy comes through our second major acquisition this year. In July, we announced a definitive agreement to acquire vLex, a global leader in legal AI and legal data. Pending regulatory approval, which we expect within the next month, we will be closing this deal in Q4. But before I get into the roadmap of where we're taking vLex, I want to take a moment and look back at the 25 years of history that's gone into building the vLex platform. And that starts back in 1999, when Ed Walters and Phil Rosenthal set out to change the way lawyers access the law. Look at those two young kids. They founded Fastcase in Washington, D.C., with a simple but revolutionary idea that every lawyer, no matter their size or resources, should have equal access to legal knowledge. Just a few months later, two brothers in Barcelona, Spain, Luis and Angel Faust, were chasing a similar dream. They founded VLEX with the belief that the law should be open to everyone and everywhere. Their vision was to break down borders and make legal information truly global. Two companies, two continents. One shared belief that technology could make the law more open, connected, and intelligent. In 2023, those paths converged when VLEX and Fastcase merged, forming the largest corpus of legal data ever assembled. By combining VLEX's global reach with Fastcase's US depth, Luis, Angel, Ed, and Phil created the foundation to accelerate innovation in legal AI, enabling lawyers everywhere to access, analyze, and apply the law in entirely new ways. And I'm elated to share that all four founders are in the room with us today celebrating this incredible moment. If you could give Ed, Phil, Luis, and Angel a big round of applause. Bringing Clio and VLEX together is truly a historic moment. The bold vision these leaders saw for the legal industry aligns so tightly with Clio's mission to transform the legal experience for all. And by combining forces, we have the ability to accelerate the future of legal in a way that no other legal technology provider can. At $1 billion, our acquisition of VLEX is the largest acquisition in legal tech history, the largest acquisition for a Canadian technology ever, and the largest acquisition of a Spanish technology company ever. This is a transformative moment, not just for Clio, but for the legal industry as a whole. We see this acquisition, obviously, as a bold move. But bold moves are nothing new for Clio. And we believe fortune favors the bold, and AI demanded a bold and new approach. And this is nothing new for Clio. From the very beginning, Clio has led through transformation. We launched in 2008 at the dawn of the cloud era and brought legal technology to the legal industry when many at the time doubted the cloud would ever be embraced by lawyers. Today, we see AI as an even more profound opportunity that will drive transformative change in the industry. This is not just changing how legal services are delivered. AI is changing how the work itself gets done. And AI represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity for us to reshape the future of legal and how legal work gets done. So let me break down why we had so much conviction around making this billion-dollar investment in Clio's future through the acquisition of VLEX. First of all, we've seen through our own data how incredibly rapid the adoption of AI has been in legal. Our legal trends report shows that 79% of firms are now using AI in some way. But that adoption has not been without some missteps. First, we've all seen the headlines of AI making mistakes, hallucinating cases that never existed. Lawyers being sanctioned for doing something that, to be fair, we've been trained to do over the last 20 years, which is to trust the answer that a computer gives us. And what's the fundamental issue? All of the foundational large language models, those from companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, are powerful, but they're general purpose. They're generic. They're trained on the open web. not on real legal data. And that matters because in legal, the performance of AI depends entirely on the quality behind its answers. And that's why VLEX is so important to Clio. Over the past 25 years, VLEX has built the world's most comprehensive legal database. It is an incredibly expansive legal database, including more than 1 billion legal documents, encompassing primary law, including case law, statutes, and regulations, as well as a comprehensive collection of secondary materials. Those materials span 110 countries, giving VLEX truly global coverage. To put it further into context, there's only 3 companies in the world that have this kind of data. That's Thomson Reuters, LexisNexis, and VLEX. And only one of them, and that's VLEX, has this data on a truly worldwide basis. Needless to say, before the era of generative AI, this data was already an incredibly valuable asset. But today, the value of that data has increased exponentially. And that is because when you ground AI in the actual law, you make a profound shift. And that is a shift from generic intelligence to legal intelligence. So I'm excited to make several announcements for the evolution of VLEX. Today, what you've known as the VLEX and Fastcase content libraries are becoming the Clio library. Clio library is the most comprehensive database of legal content in the world. Thank you. Keep that applause going. I'm going to take a sip of water. Thank you. And what was Docket Alarm, an advanced litigation intelligence platform, is now Clio Docket. Backed by over 700 million documents, it delivers real-time court data, actionable insights, and powerful analytics. And finally, there is VLEX's crown jewel, and that is Vincent, a breakthrough AI platform capable of profound levels of interpretation, analysis, and action. Unlike generic AI that is trained on data available on the open web, Vincent is legal AI that understands the law. And when AI is grounded in legal data, real cases, and real decisions, it doesn't just produce more accurate answers, it gains new capabilities. And I want to highlight why this evolution is so important. The foundational models that we have available to power AI workflows today are incredibly powerful, and they're getting more powerful by the day. But as you can see in this graph, the models are quickly converging in terms of core capabilities. And what will ultimately differentiate model performance will be the underlying data that those models leverage. And to build the leading legal AI, you need leading legal data. The quality of your model will be determined by the quality of your data. And this is where Vincent stands apart. It's not only an incredibly capable legal AI platform, but it's grounded in the most comprehensive legal data set in the world. And what that means for you is that every insight Vincent provides to you is supported by verified citations and sources you can trust. This grounding in legal data gives Vincent truly unprecedented capabilities. It can reason across jurisdictions, connect precedent to practice, and surface strategies no generic model could produce. This is AI built for legal work. Building off of the huge amount of success that Vincent has seen with the AmLaw 200, Vincent will join Clio Operate as the second product offered under the Clio Enterprise banner. The VLX team has built an incredible solution in Vincent and will be dramatically increasing the investment in Vincent and its supporting data with a singular goal, and that is to build the most powerful legal AI in the world for every legal professional at every law firm of every size. Somebody said, yeah, and I think that's the right reaction. That is a very cool and ambitious goal, and we are firmly committed to that at Clio. With the full strength of Clio's R&D organization behind it, Vincent is entering a new phase of innovation. And starting this quarter, we're already kicking off an exciting train of new releases for Vincent. And I'm happy to share 3 new features that will be shipping later this quarter. First will be drafting. Vincent can now generate a wide range of long-form contracts. Built for transactional work, it helps you craft complex agreements with a quality and accuracy that general AI tools simply can't match. Instead of spitting out a draft, it engages with you in a thoughtful process, asking insightful questions, building the structure with you, and guiding through key decisions along the way. No more fixating on formatting or structure. With a collaborative partner at your side, you can focus on the strategic insight and judgment that define your value. Next, we're introducing Vincent Studio. And this is really cool. Vincent Studio is a self-serve environment where you can create and customize your own AI tools. And this is where things get really exciting. It's a makerspace for legal professionals, a place to build custom workflows using Vincent, content from the Clio library, and your own expertise. And because it's a no-code platform, you don't need to be a software engineer to bring your ideas to life. You can just create, customize, and publish your workflow. That's Vincent Studio. And finally, yeah, give it up for Vincent Studio. The team that built it is in the room, and happy to hear the applause. And finally, we're deepening integrations with core technologies that firms rely on. As you all know, building deep integrations is one of the core principles of how we've built Clio, and we're excited to bring that thinking to Vincent. Vincent will seamlessly connect with leading document management systems, including iManage, NetDocuments, and SharePoint. With transactional drafting, Vincent Studio, and integrations, we're further extending Vincent's capabilities as the most powerful legal AI platform in the world, a platform that will redefine how legal teams deliver results. And while these innovations are incredibly exciting for large firms, Vincent will have a profound impact on firms of all sizes. Unlike other legal AI in the market, Vincent will not sit behind a velvet rope, cloaked in secrecy and reserved for the largest firms with the deepest pockets. It's time, yeah, let's give it up for that. It's time to democratize access to transformative AI, and that starts today. Vincent and the new Clio library will form the backbone of a whole new approach to AI in our platform, a breakthrough perspective that will define an entirely new category of software. And this is where things get really exciting. And let me set the stage by explaining a dichotomy that has existed for the last 50 years, and that's that legal technology has been split in two, with one set of technologies being treated as the practice of law and the other being treated as the business of law. The business of law encompasses tools like Clio and other practice management platforms that help you manage clients, track time, handle billing, organize documents, and communicate with your team. The practice of law, on the other hand, is everything involved in delivering your legal work: research, drafting, and document analysis, tasks you typically handle in tools from Thomson Reuters, LexisNexis, or VLex. But what we've seen over the course of the last few years at Clio is there's an increasingly large need to bring these two worlds together. And we think that is further amplified by AI, and especially the era of agentic AI. We see legal professionals and hear from legal professionals that want to execute more and more of their practice of law tasks from within their business of law applications. And I think the reason for this is really straightforward. Every day in a law firm, thousands of events happen. A client email gets an update. A deadline shifts. A document gets revised. A bill is sent. A call changes the tone of a negotiation. All of that information exists today, but exists in different pieces, in different systems. Each tool sees a fragment of that story, but no system sees the whole, which means carrying that context around falls on you. You carry a huge amount of cognitive load as a result, holding all the details of a matter in your head as you move from research to billing, from templates to drafting, from screen to screen. So now imagine if that didn't all fall on you. Imagine if your technology could connect those pieces for you, surfacing exactly what you need the moment you need it. That is the power of context. And that's what we call context engineering. And the next wave of innovation at Clio is all about how we best leverage context engineering to give you the most powerful AI in the marketplace. So let me explain a little bit more about this term context engineering, because it's a foundational and important concept to understand how we unlock the capabilities of AI, especially in the era of agentic AI. Context engineering is about giving AI the same complete picture you're carrying around in your head. So it doesn't need to interpret text in an island, but it grasps meaning and relationships and intent because it has all the context necessary to make the right conclusions. And this is where our approach to AI really sets itself apart from what others in the industry are doing. Because Clio already connects every piece of your practice together in a unified system of record. And we can bring all of that information to bear as context for our AI. Now, the huge unlock is, together with that context from your practice, with Clio Library, we can add the entire body of legal knowledge, case law, statute, regulations, legal commentary, directly into that same ecosystem, directly into that same context. And when AI has that full living picture of your practice, it can anticipate your needs, surface insights in real time, and help you make better decisions faster. That is the kind of AI that is not guessing. It is grounded in your data. What that means for you is a greatly reduced risk of misinformation, a greatly reduced risk of hallucinations. It doesn't need to fill in the gaps like generic AI. It has the context it needs so you get reliable results and the most rich, context-aware answers from your AI. Security is also a hugely important aspect of how we're delivering AI at Clio. Because it's not dependent on third-party systems, your information stays contained within Clio and the enterprise grade safeguards that you depend on a daily basis. That's how we can make sure you can trust both the insights you get and the way your data is protected. Through AI, we're bringing together the practice of law and the business of law to create an entirely new category of solution for you today. A single, context-aware platform where one AI understands how the pieces fit together and helps you move forward without interruption. And we call it Clio Work. So Clio Work is an entirely new product, and it's where the practice of law happens in Clio. We've brought VLEX's world-class legal AI platform, Vincent, along with its billion-document legal database, now Clio Library, together with all the context that Clio has as your practice management platform. The result is a solution to a core challenge that we all face in our day-to-day, and that's how do we effectively weave AI into our practice without compromising on quality. It's not another disconnected tool, but an intelligent layer leveraging the context of your work. Clio Work is a dynamic, personalized workspace designed to facilitate the work that defines your practice. It's smarter legal research and reasoning, stronger defensible arguments, and faster, clearer analysis. It can take on an incredible range of legal tasks. For litigators, Clio Work can answer research questions, extract claims and timelines, build arguments, propose defenses, and draft motions, responses, and updates. If you're negotiating contracts, Clio Work can help you understand terms and definitions, find inconsistencies, identify risks, and build negotiation strategies. Clio Work understands your firm, your cases, your clients, and the law in a way no other legal solution can. It doesn't just summarize, it understands. It doesn't just answer, it anticipates. And it doesn't just assist, it advances your work. So to bring Clio Work to life, and I know there's a lot in here, let me walk you through a case and how Clio Work can dramatically accelerate and amplify the quality of your work. So I'm a probate litigator on a contested will. Right off the bat, Clio Work recognizes the case, the jurisdiction, and the facts that I've entered and instantly summarizes my client's issues on my matter dashboard in Clio Manage. So important to note here, Clio Work is its own application, but its intelligence is woven through all of the applications in Clio, including Clio Manage. From there, I launch into my dedicated workspace in Clio Work, where I can see that Vincent has already anticipated where I need to start. It identifies the core legal question, which is, what are the standards for proving undue influence in a probate case in this state? Vincent delivers a detailed answer with facts and standards linked to trusted authorities in the Clio library. With one click, I save the memo into my matter. Research is no longer isolated, it's integrated. Based on the notes and documents I've added to Manage, Clio Work extracts a chronological timeline of events, diligently helping me to organize the facts and hone my focus. Unlike other legal tech that provides access to the law, Vincent knows how it's applied. Vincent services similar matters, complete with docket history, filings, and relevant summaries. Hours of research have been collapsed into minutes. Looking at the objection to my client being appointed as executor, Clio Work detects it instantly. It analyzes their argument, identifies their claim, and surfaces precedent showing how evidence can defeat it. This isn't just reactive, it's a system acting like a brilliant junior associate, reading every filing, preparing me for the counterattack. With the argument in place, it's time to take action. Clio Work connects to my calendar and Manage, so it knows exactly when each filing is due. And it prompts me when it's time to draft. With one click, I open Clio Draft, where document fields are auto-filled with details pulled directly from Manage. All I have to do is review, refine, and finalize. I upload a video recording of my client deposition and an audio recording of an associated court proceeding. Clio Work instantly generates a transcript, performs legal analysis on the content, and suggests next steps to move the case forward. And finally, I prompt Clio Work to draft a status update for my client, including motion status, strategy, and next steps. I drop it into my Clio for Clients portal and send it in seconds. Complex work distilled into clarity. That is the end of the wall between the business of law and practice of law. That is Clio Work. You've seen the power of the practice of law and business of law being seamlessly integrated. From proactive research and strategy to self-initiated insights and risk mitigation, Clio Work transforms how legal work gets done. I want to be clear. This isn't about replacing your expertise. It's about amplifying and accelerating it. It's about empowering you with technology that finally thinks in context, surfacing what matters most exactly when you need it. When we set out to build Clio Work, we knew it couldn't just be powerful. It had to be within reach for solos, small and mid-sized firms. As I mentioned earlier, so much of this technology over the last couple of years has been held behind a velvet rope. It's been kept at extremely high cost and held back at a price that was beyond the reach of most who practice law. When Vincent first launched, access to this kind of world-class legal AI cost $3.99 per user per month. And we're extremely happy to introduce Clio Work at $1.99 per month per user. And we think for the kinds of capabilities, thank you. For the kinds of capabilities it's unlocking, this is unprecedented value for money. This price doesn't just get you an AI assistant. It gives you an entire legal intelligence suite. This includes Vincent's world-leading legal AI. It includes Clio Library, the most comprehensive legal database in the world, and deep integration with your matters in Clio to build all of that context I talked about. When you think about the cost of traditional research tools alone, this value becomes undeniable. And what makes this value truly transformative is how uniquely positioned Clio is to deliver it. No one else can combine the most comprehensive legal database in the world with your matter context and the most powerful legal AI on the market. Together, these elements unlock something no one else can deliver. This isn't just innovation, this is the next evolution in practicing law. And it's yours right here, right now, with Clio. So that's Clio Work. And when I told you we had a lot in store in this keynote, I wasn't kidding, because we're still not done. I've got one last big set of announcements to make around AI. But why don't we give a big round of applause for the Clio and VLEX teams that have built Clio Work. over the course of the last 3 months. And I'm so proud of what this team has built. We announced this acquisition in July 1st of this year. So it's just been 3.5 months since we announced that acquisition, and we have built some really amazing technology. And trust me when I say we're just getting started. But beyond Clio work, we're working on a really exciting evolution of what Clio is as a platform. And the next set of announcements revolves around an evolution away from what has been traditionally defined as practice management software. For decades, practice management software has been defined by a really essential role in your firm, and that's as serving as your system of record, the place that you store everything about your practice. It's where you organize your cases, your clients, and everything in between. This was a static record of what has happened in your law firm. And of course, that need to have a system of record has not gone away. But this concept of a system of record has been around for more than 50 years. But what we need in the era of AI is not just systems that record what happens. You need systems to help make things happen, to help you do the work in your law firm. And what we're driving at in Clio is an evolution from a system of record into a system of action. A system of action doesn't just record what has happened or what needs to be done. A system of action actually does work for you. Let me give you an example. In a system of record, you enter a deadline. In a system of action, AI adds it to your calendar, alerts your team, and will even draft a client update on your behalf. A system of action takes action and does work on your behalf. You've seen a vision of what a system of action looks like in Clio Work, where Clio Work can actually undertake legal research on your behalf. It can screen cases on your behalf. It can execute a wide variety of tasks and come back to you with recommendations. But we didn't stop there. We are weaving this concept of a system of action into every aspect of Clio. We've transformed all the products you use today, Clio Manage, Clio Grow, and Clio Draft, to include the same level of context-aware, action-oriented AI. You can think of AI in Clio as your AI teammates. These will be your AI coworkers. These will be employees that do work on your behalf in Clio. These are AI coworkers that will help automate huge swaths of your day. They will take the toil out of your job and help you focus on what you love. So Clio Duo was our first foray into what the world of AI looked like at Clio. It summarized documents, surfaced insights, and helped complete tasks. Today, Duo evolves into Manage AI, and this is the central hub of our system of action at Clio. Think of Manage AI as a legal assistant teammate and a billing teammate. Manage AI anticipates your next step and turns routine work into action so you can focus on strategy. It delivers outcomes, not just outputs. Let me show you how Clio Manage transforms with Manage AI activated. You can now start your day at the AI Launchpad. This is your personalized entry point for AI in Clio. And let me show you what this looks like in practice. In my client's case on a breach of their employment agreement, a dense scheduling order arrives. Every litigator knows the risk here. One missed deadline can be catastrophic. Manage AI automatically extracts key dates, calculates deadlines, and surfaces them for my review. This is all automatically extracted from a document. I confirm these dates against the original scheduling order, and the deadlines are added to my calendar. Hours of work reduced to minutes, and risk virtually eliminated. But my Manage AI teammate doesn't just react, it anticipates. My AI legal assistant teammate recognizes that I filed an objection, sees the deadlines in that objection, and knows the next step is to update my client. It's already drafted an email for me to send to my client with those updates. I review it, tweak the tone here and there, and send it straight from Outlook. That same intelligence follows me outside the office. I scan a receipt with the Clio app, and within seconds, the amount, date, and description are extracted and logged as a billable expense in the appropriate matter. At the end of the month, my AI billing teammate has prepared all of my bills, and they're ready for review. Yeah, let's hear it for the AI teammate. It's generated my bills, corrected spelling errors in my notes, and refined descriptions to be more client-friendly. This is what it means to run an AI-powered law firm. Less admin, less risk, and more time back to focus on what we love. Manage AI does so much more than help you manage your work. It works with you, anticipating, recommending, and executing. And starting today, Manage AI is available to add to your Clio Manage account. And as a thank you to all of our Clio Duo customers, so many of whom have provided the feedback that helped build Manage AI, you've already received a complimentary upgrade to Manage AI, so thank you. And we didn't stop there. In addition to Manage AI, we now have Grow AI. Clio Grow AI doesn't just capture inquiries from your website. It screens prospective clients. It scores them against criteria you set. It runs conflict checks. It schedules consults automatically. It sends follow-up emails and texts when necessary. It generates documents on your behalf. And it will automatically follow up on clients that haven't filled out forms like intake forms or fee agreements if they haven't been completed. Yeah, let's hear it for Grow AI. So Grow AI you can think of as an automated intake specialist supporting every aspect of your intake process and helping take out all of those steps that you feel like you need to manually check in on every single day. That is being automated away completely with Grow AI. We've taken intake from something that you manage to something that moves itself forward. With Grow AI, every lead is screened, checked for conflicts, scheduled, and followed up automatically. Intake runs in the background so you can stay focused on lawyering. And now on to Draft, which is getting even smarter with Draft AI. Think of it as your AI drafting teammate that helps you generate complete, accurate documents in minutes instead of hours. Draft AI helps you go from a blank page to a complete, accurate document in minutes. It uses your firm's own documents and templates to build the foundations automatically. You can upload your existing documents or pull them from Clio Manage, and Draft AI will instantly turn them into reusable templates, recognizing key fields, adding placeholders, and saving them to your library ready to use. Draft AI doesn't just help you create templates, it also builds the questionnaires that powers them. And it could automatically generate and refine questionnaires for you, turning technical field names into clear conversational questions and removing the questions that your client doesn't need to answer automatically. That means you can go from a document to a complete automated workflow, including client questionnaires, in minutes without any manual setup required. And thank you. Yeah, let's hear it for Clio Draft AI. All the AIs love being recognized. So feel free to give them a round of applause. So with Clio Draft being accessible through Clio Work, you have one place to research and move all of your documents forward with all the context of your matters, a single hub for the practice of law. 4 products working together, one incredible platform. Clio Manage, Clio Grow, Clio Work, and Clio Draft. Each is powerful on its own, but together they create a single system of action, integrating the business of law and practice of law, powered by embedded AI at every step. Only Clio can create this kind of a combined AI-powered product experience. Some companies offer research, a few focus on practice management, and the rest offer AI point solutions. But at Clio, we're building something new and something profound. It's an entirely new category of legal software, and we call it the Intelligent Legal Work Platform. And we think when you consider everything we've talked through today and how profound and new this approach to software is, it deserves its own category. It's the ecosystem for the full life cycle of legal work. Intake, scheduling, research, drafting, tracking, billing, all connected, all powered by AI. Together, today, this community is creating the Clio-powered law firm, and a Clio-powered law firm is the firm of the future. To bring this to life, let's step into the shoes of a lawyer at a Clio-powered firm. I want to show you end-to-end what the day in a life of a Clio leveraging law firm looks like. One where AI is quietly running in the background, making their days simpler, faster, and more impactful. So to start out, because AI worked overnight, I can skip 8 a.m. and get my day started at 9. At 9, I'm reviewing an AI-powered briefing instead of parsing through my inbox. Overnight, deadlines were extracted from court orders, tasks cascaded to my paralegal, and my calendar was updated instantly. As I answer client emails and jump on a morning call, AI silently captures every minute. Call durations and notes are logged automatically to my matter. Reconciling time is no longer part of my day. A new client inquiry comes through my website. AI handles it end-to-end, screening for my client criteria, conflict checking across Manage and Grow, and scheduling the consult. By the time I see it, all the pre-consult work is done. No phone tag, no wasted time on people I can't help. When I join the consult, all the intake details are summarized for me. A quick voice command afterwards sends the engagement letter, requests my client's e-signature, and books a follow-up. The matter is moving forward before I've even closed the tab. Later, I upload a 40-page motion into Clio. Within minutes, I get a clean summary of all the relevant precedents and even profiles of opposing counsel and the judge via Clio Work. It pulls citations. That's pretty cool, right? It pulls citations, surfacing the key authorities I need. Research that once took hours is ready before my coffee's even cooled. At lunch, my paralegal uses Clio Draft to autofill parties, captions, and exhibits directly from Clio Manage. Documents are generated accurately from templates with no double entry. After lunch, I can see an opposing party has finally uploaded documents for due diligence, but there are thousands of them. But that's no matter. I can upload them in seconds and extract key terms using table review in minutes instead of days. We don't have to delay the closing, and I don't have to fight with my client about how many hours were spent in document review. In the time I've picked up, I can work on a pending litigation matter. Looking ahead, I'll simply ask Clio to prepare the motion to dismiss, and AI will generate the draft, assemble exhibits, and route it for review. Instead of inputting expenses, I just use the mobile app to snap a picture of my receipts. AI automatically creates the entry and adds it to the right matter. Meanwhile, AI has already generated my month-end invoices, it cleaned up my notes, and already got every approval I need. My clients pay instantly, thanks to the convenience that Clio provides. Some pay by text-to-pay, others through auto-generated payment plans, and soon, with Pay Later, my clients will have even more flexibility while I still get paid full upfront. I've got more. It keeps getting better. An email arrives with a new court order. Clio tags it to the matter, updates the stage, and sets a review deadline. From my filing dashboard, I can see every active submission across the firm. I asked Clio to show me all unbilled time from the last quarter, and it delivers a custom report in seconds. No exports, no spreadsheets, just clarity right when I need it. At the close of the day, I switch to dark mode and read my AI-generated day-end briefing of matters progressed, invoices that went out, payments that came in, filings that are on track. It even suggests calendar adjustments for the next week. I log off, not with a weight of unfinished work, but with the calm of knowing the platform carried it for me. And with daylight still left, I've got time for the one thing AI can't do for me, and that's going for a run in the evening. For decades, we've doubted every wave of technology that's reshaped this profession, from computers to the cloud. And each time, that same technology has ended up moving us forward in a profound way. For those that thought AI in legal was all hype, or said, I believe it when I'll see it, well, this is it. You're seeing it. While so much of what I've described would have sounded like science fiction even a year or two ago, Clio has already built everything I just walked through in that walkthrough. It's all code that is shipping today. This is not a science fiction future, but this is what AI can deliver to your practice today. This is what the intelligent legal work platform looks like brought to life. And as I mentioned earlier, we're just getting started in what this full vision for an intelligent legal work platform can do and how it will be able to transform your practice. So let me close with a description of the opportunity that I see the intelligent legal work platform as giving this room and all of the attendees of ClioCon this year as a huge opportunity to unlock. And that's the latent legal market. This is something you've heard me talk about for over a decade. The World Justice Project tells us 77% of legal problems are not addressed by lawyers. There is a massive market waiting to be tapped into. And I believe lawyers leveraging AI will be the lawyers that finally figure out how to unlock this latent legal market. And let me give you a sense of just how huge this opportunity is. The 23% of legal demand that is actually addressed by lawyers today is a $1 trillion a year market. $1 trillion a year. If the legal industry was a country, it would have the 20th largest GDP in the world. With AI, we're amplifying the impact of every single legal professional. We're enabling more work to be done quicker and at a higher level of quality. We believe this will ultimately drive down the cost of delivering legal services, which in turn will dramatically increase demand. And this will expand the total addressable market for legal services. This already gigantic $1 trillion market opportunity will expand into a $4 trillion market opportunity and beyond. That growth is not software or technology spending, by the way. This represents the total value of legal demand. It's the size of the opportunity this profession has ahead for it if it wants to capture it by leveraging technology as a way of unlocking this opportunity. It's an opportunity for 4 times the clients to walk through your doors, 4 times the matters being opened, 4 times the revenue flowing into your firm. And importantly, in realizing this market opportunity, we'll be addressing the access to justice gap. AI is not here to replace, let's give a big round of applause for that. That's something that matters. And I'll come back to a point I made 3 years ago when we first talked about the impact of AI at ClioCon. And it's a point I stand behind today, which is AI is not here to replace legal professionals. AI is here to amplify your impact. And hopefully everything I've talked through today in terms of the intelligent legal work platform has made it crystal clear how dramatically AI will amplify and accelerate the impact you make. So we've covered a lot today. I'm going to give you a quick lightning round of what we walked through before I close out. We talked about what it means to move from a system of record to a system of action. And we showed how that shift would redefine fundamentally how legal work gets done. We explored how real transformation will come from legal AI, but it's only when it's built on the 2 foundations that matter most. That's the law itself and the context in which it's practiced. We shared how Clio Work is building a future right now, creating legal AI solutions that do more than manage work. They understand it, they anticipate it, they move it forward. Legal AI is the future of our industry. And with Clio, it's no longer something unattainable or out of reach. It is here, accessible to every firm, and built into everything we create at Clio going forward. Clio is bringing together the practice of law and the business of law into the first and only intelligent legal work platform. Every product now shares the same context, the same intelligent backbone, and helps lawyers move seamlessly from research to action. And importantly, AI is not an addition to what we build at Clio. It's the foundation of every product, every experience, and every innovation. Clio is building the future of legal AI. When we look back at the history of technology, every major leap has been defined by convergence, the moment when separate tools finally start working together as one. Microsoft did it when they connected Word, Excel, and Outlook into a single suite that changed how people work. Google did it again when they made those same tools collaborative and real-time through the cloud. Apple brought it into our hands, where hardware, software, and services blend seamlessly into one experience. And even NVIDIA, the world's most valuable company with a $4 trillion market cap, has a massive competitive moat, not just because of their powerful AI chips, but because of how deeply they've integrated those chips into high bandwidth networking technology and data centers that power those chips. Each of those moments reshaped industries, reshaped how we think, how we create, and how we work. And this is what we saw as the opportunity to bring Clio and VLEX together. We truly saw a 1 + 1 equals opportunity. A 1 + 1 equals 10 opportunity. And hopefully with this intelligent legal work platform, you just see how clearly that math is brought to life. It might feel like we've reached the final chapter, a culmination of 25 years of work in VLEX and at Clio. And in many ways, it is. But I want to emphasize something important. This isn't the end of the story. This is the beginning of a new one. Every product, every innovation, every step along the way has been leading us here to the first chapter of a new era for legal technology. A chapter that will redefine how legal work gets done. One where every person in this room will help write that new chapter. This is convergence. This is uniting brilliance. And this is the moment where everything we've built begins to work as one. And the next chapter of legal begins. It's the through line of everything we've talked about today. From Clio for enterprise, expanding what is possible, to VLEX and Vincent grounding AI in the law, to the launch of Clio Work, the definitive workspace for the practice of law, and to the evolution of manage, grow, and draft into systems of action. And to close out, I want to recognize this is a lot to take in. This is quite literally the biggest wave of innovation in Clio's history. It's a moment where everything has changed. And if I hadn't been living and breathing all of this work over the last 6 months, I would feel pretty overwhelmed myself. But not to worry, you're not in it alone. There are more than 200 Clions on the ground here, eager and excited to help you navigate what's new, to answer your questions, and to show you exactly how these innovations can take your practice into the next era. And you've all got this. That's why you're here. You're the innovators, you're the leaders, and you're going to transform this industry. And we're going to be by your side every step of the way. ClioCon has always been about more than just technology. This is about what we can do as a group, as a team, to reshape the face of technology and to reshape how legal services are delivered. We believe AI will be an instrumental part of driving that future of technology, helping us make better decisions, drive deeper insights, and ultimately giving us the freedom to focus on what only legal professionals can do. Together, we're not just building better software, we're transforming the legal experience for all. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the next 2 days.